guys, welcome back to NDR. This month, November, we have a special guest. We have Deborah Guimarares here from Share Your Love Foundation, and she's gonna tell us all about that wonderful organization. Deborah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here today. It's a pleasure to share about the foundation with you. So about 4 years ago, when I was pregnant and I had my first daughter, I was noticing so many things around the house, right? And I'm sure you guys are familiar with that. As here in the US, we buy so many things, and I was thinking, how can I share this stuff? How can I help families in Brazil who don't have enough and bring something that can help their parents take care better of the kids? So I started Share Your Love Foundation with about 11 friends, and we work a lot in the first year collecting clothes and baby stuff to send to Brazil. However, we had a real hard time to make the paperwork in Brazil be approved and so on. So we did send some products to them. We sent boxes, as all the Brazilian people know. Families do send boxes, and then so we did several boxes. We sent about almost 15 boxes, large ones, and we share with our families there. But then we found a better, or maybe an easier way to work with our families, which is we selected about 100 families, and those families are all low income, living below the poverty line, and they come to our program once a month, and they participate in workshops. So we teach them a lot of nurturing skills, the importance of caring and giving love to their children, best methods to discipline their kids. And also the kids, we talk with them about emotional intelligence. Like in Brazil, honestly, when I was growing up, people care less about how I was feeling, right? Like kids kind of don't have feelings, just do whatever I'm saying, right? So now what we do is helping parents to understand that, you know, a child may be feeling sad, happy, or anxious, and how they can deal with that. And helping the kids to express themselves and learning coping skills, right? Instead of hitting a friend, you may negotiate, talk, seek an adult for support. So we introduced this method, which is fantastic because unfortunately in Brazil we don't have a lot of programs from the government to support those families living below the poverty line. And once these families come to our program, they receive a basket of food that helps them throughout the month. So right now with these 100 families, we are supporting about 456 people every month.
Wow, that's great.
So that's how it became, right? It was, so we tried something, didn't work out, but then we took a turn, and now that's how we are helping the families there.
Wonderful. So in the where do you get the food? Do you like raise money for getting it, or do you have people donate it for you?
Right. So we do two things here. We do fundraising events.
Okay.
Like we have dinners, we have fairs where we sell a lot of Brazilian typical food, and also families can adopt a family. So for just as little as $25, a person can make a commitment to be supporting this family in Brazil, and they donate every month.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
So they have several, you know, I remember I sponsored kids for several years in the past.
Right. And
it's even cheaper. When I say like, oh, now I feel bad. Like I actually canceled the one that I did because I wanted to sponsor a child. It's like, well, this at least is worth. And I had looking before, you know, I did the World Vision, and the last one was the Joel Osteen, and they had it. And I looked like, well, I want to choose someone from Brazil. You know, it's from around the world. But you couldn't choose. Like, well, it's fine. At least, you know, I'm giving. But then, you know, I was like, well, at least now I know exactly who's their family are. And I love the workshop and that support that you talk about. And that's what I was like, this is right out, you know, our area. Like we're telling, you know, we're supporting parents too, and how they treat their kids, and how, you know, the nurturing is emotional intelligence.
Yeah, I mean.
So it's just so much more. And for us, I feel like $25 is really nothing for us. Like the difference, the impact it has in Brazil. That, you know, like the meal basket, they say, is almost like it's meal for the family for the month. So like that's really huge, and they get to attend the workshops and everything. So I was very excited when I found out.
I know you were actually. She was extremely excited to talk to us about it. Can you tell us a little bit more? So if somebody donates a family, it's $25 a month. for like a year? Do you make a year commitment, or do you?
Well, we encourage people to help as long as they can, right? So if they can't help 1 month, that's totally fine. They can come and share with us. If they need to stop, it's also fine. We have been on this new system for about a year and a half, and a lot of people that started, it's still helping us. So it's as long as you can.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's, like Tati said, it's such a small amount of money for us, but it goes so far for the families there. And it's nice because you do know exactly where it's going.
Yeah, it's amazing because our families come from generations of abuse, traumas, right? And the lack of having even the basics like food. Can't even talk about toys and material.
Say if you don't have food on the table, the last thing you're worried about are nurturing emotions.
Right, exactly. Hugging or kissing your child, right?
Yes.
That's true.
Yes.
So what we have seen in this just short period of time is kids who were like, we have this girl named Clara. She would not like to be touched by anyone. She couldn't even be hugged, and she would not have a smile on her face. So now that her mom is adding, hugging and kissing in the morning and trying to negotiate with her, she is already able to hug her mom, to hug the teacher, and then she'll wave and say hi, hello.
Those walls are coming down.
Now. So we also have another boy that his mom was a drug addict, and he was raised on the streets until his father, about 2 years ago, got a guardianship of him and brought him to live with his stepmom and the father. And his behavior was so terrible that they were punishing him. He made a mistake, punishment. So that was the cycle. He was getting worse, and the parents were getting exhausted. And we are at a limit that we can't accept more families, right? So this stepmom offered to be a volunteer in our program, just so she could listen to the workshops. She said, I know you don't have money to give me a basket of food, but let me watch the workshops. So she started, and then she started to change how she dealt with the boy at home. So talking with him, and being more patient, hugging, giving him options, like if you don't want to do that, how can you
visualize the options?
Yes.
Huge.
And now she gets praises because the boy is sitting on his chair in school, is listening to the teacher, is getting less involved in fights, and she's definitely able to maintain her home. She gives.
I'm sure that makes her feel so much better.
She's empowered. Now I can be a good parent, right? Because I think that's
she feels
desire.
great about herself, which is going to come across onto her children and her family and her home life and all of that.
And everyone that child comes in contact with is going to know something has changed in such a positive way.
So these families, I know they want to do things different, but because they don't know how, right? So this is the opportunity for them to come. And the workshops are slowly changing their lives.
Okay.
So they come for evening, and we have usually a professional like a psychologist or social worker or someone related to education that comes and talk with them. We also give opportunity for the families to ask questions, to share their experience. So in a very friendly way. And then the kids are separate in another room. They're doing activities, what are the qualities they have, really work on the self-esteem, strategies to cope with emotions. And at the end, we also give them a meal. So they are all happy that they have their bellies full. And then they receive the food, the basket of food.
Oh, yeah, so wonderful.
Yeah.
Now this is all happening in Brazil, and you're conducting it from here.
Yes. Yeah.
So do you have a program like this here that's helping with the Brazilian communities, or?
Right. So because I have been here for 22 years, I also had I need to do something here as well, right? So in the U.S. we are doing an awareness campaign. As we have fairs, we have activities for the kids to learn about emotional intelligence. We create a brochure for parents, helping them to understand the importance of bonding with their kids. So it's very simple with pictures and limited words, suggestions that parents can do, and also how to develop the children's emotional intelligence. Also, really, I like to help parents to understand that even if the child is a teenager, that child still needs your attention.
Oh, yes.
It
Yes.
still needs you to care and talk, like make something fun, go and have an ice cream, bond with your child. Because I think a lot of parents, especially in my community, the Brazilian community, feel that because the child is growing up, they need a space, and that's what they're trying to fight for, and they get very confused. Like, we are in a different country, I don't know, this culture talks about a lot of individualism, right, of the separation, and parents feel frustrated because they don't know what to do with their teenagers.
Sounds like you have an amazing organization that you're doing.
Well, yes, we are trying to educate because I believe in education.
And it started with so simple. Like when I said, like one of the simple things just to teach how to hug or nurturing. Like you think that's would come maternal instinct, but actually no. Like if you grew up in a place where you didn't have that, and that's not how things are raised. Like you
wouldn't know to do that.
You wouldn't know how to do it. So I really like that, and I remember like when you say it's like, oh my god, like one of my workshops, like the baby brain. Like I told nannies, and I was telling about the importance of bonding, you and the baby. Like I have this thing that I started doing, I didn't even know, but like, not even just with the baby, but when I started a position, like I don't have play dates in the first 2 months or so, because I feel like it's my time to bonding with the child, so we can get the respect, we can get, really the nurturing first before I take her out in the world, introduce more people to it. So for me, I feel that that's something special that I need to create with the child. As I'm gonna, I know it's gonna be a long-term relationship, and it doesn't matter if the baby's 3 months old or 7-year-old. I did the same thing. It was something like when I said it out loud, I was like, oh yes, that is something I do. Like when I was doing like the workshop and developers, like it's because for me, like the nurturing and the bonding, like I think it goes a long way with so many other things that come afterwards.
Very important.
So I was really like, when I was like, this is so great, we need to work together, we need to do something, we need to spread the word.
I'm so glad you found her.
Right? I know.
And what's the thing, like I think I've heard it before, like last year, but nobody actually told me exactly what it was until this time. And then I was talking to a friend of ours, like mutual friend, and she was telling me, like, tell me more. And I was like, oh my god, yes. So I was very, very thankful or grateful that we finally got to meet.
Right, and we like to invite everyone to come to our educational fair next Saturday, November 12th. It's going to be in East Boston. At East Boston Social Center. Is a very central location, and all parents are welcome. And we are having, hopefully next year, we're going to have more fairs spread throughout Massachusetts. So you can easily access our Facebook page on Share Your Love Foundation, and we have a lot of signs for this event. Also, we have a web page, which is www.share-your-love.org, where you can get more information. You can reach out to us and ask ways to be a volunteer. We always need volunteers. So you are welcome to stop by next week and learn a little bit more about what we do here.
All right,
Great.
awesome. Thank you so much for coming and sharing, that wonderful news and organization with us. And now with a lot of people, hopefully, that's going to start, looking into you and start helping, right?
Yes. Well, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share. And it's great to have new people looking to and giving us ideas. So since you also have that experience, welcome you to give ideas and to help us out.